at this point that the feds are on the wrong side of history. I don't think anyone would dispute that. The question really now, I think within the next year or so, I think the Holder Justice Department will probably stop these prosecutions. I appreciate and respect everything that everyone here is doing to enforce the will of the voters of the state of California. I'm in a different position, as are Mr. Iverson and Mr. Littrell. We represent and love our client, Charles Lynch. That's what we're here for. And the only question now, given the fact that everybody pretty much realizes we're on the wrong side of history, is whether or not Charlie is going to be crucified before history changes. I'm feeling a little ill today, so I'm going to pass the torch. But again, I really just wanted to say thank you, everyone, for your continued support of really the most decent man who has ever been prosecuted in this building. Thank you. Just on that subject, I didn't go to the Federal Public Defender's Office to advance the cause of safe access to marijuana. Medical marijuana. That's not why I went there. That's not my purpose. That's not my passion. But then I met Charlie Lynch. He is the most decent, courageous, dedicated, and responsible client I've ever had. And so, before we go any further in talking about the issues, I would like, if you respect Charlie Lynch for what he's done, if you respect the sacrifices that he has made for safe access to medical marijuana, if you admire him, and if you love him, I want you to give him a big hand. Big one. He's not your average, ordinary guy, Charlie Lynch. He's unlike any client I've ever had in my career, and it is a scary, scary experience to have federal agents banging down your door, pointing guns at you, putting you on the ground and threatening you with decades of prison. That is a terrifying experience. And there, along the way, Charlie Lynch could have made a lot of different choices than the ones that he did. But from the beginning, he said, I didn't do anything wrong. I was doing the right thing. I was trying to help people. I don't feel like I should be a felon for doing what was responsible, what was permitted under California law. And the clients that we see almost always have made a series of terrible mistakes. And by the time we meet them, they are in a situation where they wish they could turn back the clock. They wish they could do something a little bit different. They acted out of weakness. Maybe they acted out of greed, and maybe they acted out of love sometimes. But it's always a weakness. It's always something that they wish they could turn back and not do again. Charlie Lynch did all of the right things. He did all the things that I admire most, not just in people who are offenders in this system, because Charlie Lynch is not an offender in the system, but he did all the things that I admire most in human beings. I hope that your prayers and your thoughts will be with him. He's going to be sentenced next month, and as Mr. Cohen said, we're going to find out which side of history Charlie Lynch is going to be on. And I hope, and I know that all of you hope that the court will do the right thing, turn Charlie Lynch loose, because he doesn't deserve to be in prison. With that, I'll turn it over to Guy Iverson.
All right. Woo!
I'm sure it will surprise some of you who know me that I was in San Francisco in 1978 when Harvey Milk was elected. And the irrepressible Harvey Milk said something which I'm going to echo here today. Harvey said, you got to give them hope. Because the absence of hope, ladies and gentlemen, is despair. And despair is what Charlie's patients and customers and clients came to him with. And what did he give them? He gave them hope. That's what it's all about. It's about the man who stood up in the face of unbelievable adversity that has been visited upon his head by those people in there, because he wanted to give people hope. And as I've told my kids, I've got an 11 and a 13-year-old who came to Charlie's trial, who have had lunch with Charlie, who are very intelligent, and for the life of them cannot understand for a second why Charlie's going to jail. It makes no sense. to the innocent youth of America that this is what we're doing to people who do nothing other than provide hope to people in a moment of despair. And I think there are probably many religious leaders of all ilks who would say that's what they do. Isn't that what your priest does, your shaman, your rabbi, your imam? They provide you hope in your moments of despair. And that's what Charlie Lynch did. And the people that work in there, in the felony factory, have decided he needs to go to prison for providing hope to people in their moments of despair. And you know what I say to that? Fuck you. I tell you, the change is coming. The change is coming. It may not be today and it may not be tomorrow, but it's coming. I've had the good fortune in the last year to be involved in litigating the Defense of Marriage Act in the Ninth Circuit, where we threw out the prohibition on same-sex marriage federally. I have had the privilege of representing an individual in a death penalty case, and I've had the unique privilege of representing this man, this beautiful human being, Charlie Lynch, in a medical marijuana case. And I say to you, as I've said to my children, those are three of some of the most important civil rights issues of our generation. And when you look back at history and you look at the civil rights issues that we have won over the course of time in this country, they're not always won in the first round. And they're not always won in our lifetime. But I'm going to give you some hope today, people, because I've got an 11 and a 13-year-old who are so radicalized that one of them wants to be a public defender so he can represent people like Charlie Lynch. So hope's on the way. Hope's on the way. As Jerry Garcia said, he said, turn around and I'll be there like a road leading home. And when I look behind you, I see the next generation coming up who's going to pick up this torch and they're going to march right on through until we get what we want, which is civil rights for all and safe access to medical marijuana. So I want to echo my colleagues' comments about what an absolute privilege it has been to represent Charlie Lynch, and what a decent human being he is, and what a beautiful family he has. And we have lost but one round. There is another round coming at sentencing, and there's another round coming on appeal, and there's going to be another round after that, because we ain't stopping. So keep the faith and bring the hope. God bless you.